Hello, this is Jane Hugh. I am presenting on my final project, which is building the Fortune website. I created a S3 bucket and named it Fortune. And for this bucket, I also made it public so anybody on the internet can view this website. To make this bucket public, I inserted a policy under the bucket policy tab. I also turned off the block all public access. Next, I created a cookie.jpg and the index.html files and uploaded both under the S3 bucket. Under the Properties tab, I enabled the static website hosting feature, and I confirmed that the index.html file shows up there, and from here I can tell where the endpoint is. With the endpoint information, I next opened up the Firefox browser and I went to the website to see if I could see it from the internet. Next, I'm going to show you guys the DynamoDB steps. Within DynamoDB, I created a table and called it Fortune. On the right-hand side, under the overview, you'll see that I created a Fortune ID and set that as the primary partition key, and then also the Fortune message as the primary sort key. Under the Items tab, you'll see the Fortune ID as 123 and the corresponding Fortune message for each of the Fortune IDs. Next, I want to talk about the Cognito feature and IAM. So in order for my JavaScript to work, in order for it to access the DynamoDB tables, it has to provide credentials. But I didn't want to hard code my credentials into JavaScript. So to get around that, I had to use Amazon Cognito, and I configured the JavaScript files to use an Amazon Cognito unauthenticated role to access the DynamoDB web service. To start, I went under the Cognito service and I created an identity pool called Fortune. Within the identity pool of Fortune, I had to create two new roles. The first role is for the authenticated users and the other is for unauthenticated users. Since my website didn't have a user login page, I will rely on the unauthenticated role called Cognito _ Fortune unauth _ role 1. After creating the two roles, AWS provided the following code for my JavaScript, and I added it into my index.html file. Then I went under the IAM service and I located the new Cognito role called Cognito Fortune unauth role 1 and granted the role full access to the DynamoDB service by attaching a managed policy called Amazon DynamoDB full access. Then I went to the website again and entered in a value of 1, 2, or 3 in the text box. And in the console, it displays the Fortune that's tied to the number. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening.